Hey everyone, and welcome to the Introduction to Your Skeletal Muscle System lecture series. We'll get started by just briefly looking at the learning objectives here for this. They're grouped into about three different sections. The first one we'll be going over is primarily anatomy based, and even though this isn't an anatomy course, it's still really, really important to understand the structure of skeletal muscle. As I've mentioned before in previous lectures, in biology, structure is function, and there really isn't a way to truly understand the function of skeletal muscle without first knowing its structure. So we'll cover that. And then the second component really is dealing with like the physiology or the how different components of the skeletal muscle system go about doing their jobs, such as moving our bodies around. And lastly, we'll get into a bit more of the detail on how training or performance is related to skeletal muscle. So if we take a look at our video series here, again, these may differ from what you actually see, but the original approach here that we're going to take is we're going to have a video for the macro anatomy, so like a larger scale level of anatomy for your skeletal muscle. Then we'll zoom into the micro level, and we're going to look at the muscle cells themselves and what's going on and what's the structure within what's called a sarcomere. The third video is probably one of the most important videos for understanding how a skeletal muscle actually moves or contracts. So that is for sure going to be a video you want to go and check out a couple of times. The fourth, again, fairly important. It's about force production and some nuances with that with skeletal muscle. Video 5, we're going to talk about muscle fiber types, how that is related to performance of humans in sport, and how when we train, what sort of adaptations happen to skeletal muscle generally within the context of muscle fiber types. And last but not least, we'll review and get an understanding or sense of how our muscles or components of our muscles and nervous system interact to allow us to understand where our body is in space and feel how it's moving. So that'll be proprioception and kinesthetic sense. Okay, it's an exciting section for sure, and hope you enjoy the videos.